How will technology change in the next quarter of a century or so? How will it make a difference in our lives? How will it shape the world around us? And by us, I mean you and not me. By then, I'll most probably be dead and buried. In this video, I will try to paint a colorful picture of how the future will look like through innovative technologies. I will also attempt to answer the unknowable questions. Will baby boomers demand transform the face of aged care? And will governments be able to guarantee that aged care facilities meet their needs? Will there be a human life on Mars? With increased space exploration beyond our planet, will we see the birth of the first superhumans as genetic manipulation gets traction? Will the fundamentals of our existence change beyond imagination, courtesy of AI? Will a movie written and directed by AI and CGI or computer-generated imagery win the Oscars of the future, with script writers, directors, and actors made redundant by AI and CGI? Will we be able to achieve our dream of traveling at light speed and leaping into the quantum age? Will the large corporations succeed in creating their own currencies? And how will digital currency impact global payments and monetary policies? What foods will we consume? And is there any agricultural revolution upon us? Will the automated car revolution make transport smarter and safer and easier? Will technology divide us, or will it split our societies between those with access and those left behind? Technology has radically changed and transformed our societies and our daily lives, from smartphones to social media and healthcare. How will the coming fourth industrial revolution, or what's known as industry version 4.0, transform our lives? People with crystal balls predict that lots of challenges are ahead of us. These challenges are referred to by scientists as the two singularities. In the economic singularity, capitalism must adapt to the automation of most jobs, while in the technological singularity, computer superintelligence will be created, making us the second smartest species on the planet. These challenges are very much real, and we must take them very seriously. The sooner, the better. Yet, despite the pre-dawn of darkness that came upon us with viruses and pandemics and their mutations, many scientists still believe that the 2020s will probably be the best decade in human history so far, and also the most interesting one. And while COVID-19 provided a difficult lesson in just how susceptible our world is, the human and economic turmoil has also, perhaps for the first time in history, created collaboration, data transparency, and speed at the highest level of government in order to minimize an immediate threat to human life. This is the best news I have ever heard so far this year, other than Donald Trump's two-time impeachment. I'm Majed Taifour. This is my YouTube channel, Coachy. It's been said that technology has a tendency to hold a dark mirror to society, reflecting both what's great and evil about its makers. I guess we'll have to wait and see how it will change our lives in the 2020s for the better or for the worse. In this video, you and I will explore the 50 most ambitious, exciting, disruptive, terrifying, and fascinating ideas that will shape the next decade and perhaps beyond. But before we start, let me share with you a joke. Reaching the end of a job interview, the human resources officer asks a young engineer fresh out of Massachusetts Institute of Technology, "And what starting salary are you looking for?" And the engineer replies, "In the region of $125,000 a year, depending on the benefits package." The interviewer inquires, "Well, what would you say to a package of 5 weeks vacation, 14 paid holidays, full medical and dental, company matching retirement fund to 50% of your salary, and a company car leased every 2 years, say a red Corvette?" The engineer sets up straight and says, "Are you kidding?" And the interviewer replies, "Yeah, but you started it. Now let's begin." Or, as old movie directors used to say, "Lights, camera, action, roll." Number 1, smart bricks. But first, a little joke. A mother told her daughter last Christmas Day, "Sweetie, make a Christmas wish." And the girl answered, "I wish that Santa will send some clothes to those poor naked girls in Papa's computer." Now, going back to smart bricks, scientists have found a way to store energy in the red bricks that are used to build our houses. Researchers led by Washington University in St. Louis in Missouri, US, have developed a method that can turn cheap and widely available building material into smart bricks that can store energy like a battery. Although the research is still in the proof of concept stage, the scientists claim that walls made of these bricks could store a substantial amount of energy and can be recharged hundreds of thousands of times within an hour. Idea number 2, robotic guide dogs. A guy told his colleague at work, "I changed the password on my computer to incorrect because if I type in the wrong one, my computer will remind me your password is incorrect." Now, a student at the Loughborough University has designed a robotic guide dog that will help support visually impaired people who are unable to house a real animal. The product replicates the function of a guide dog as well as programming quick and safe routes of destinations using real-time data. Thea, named after the Titan goddess of sight, will be a portable and concealable handheld device that will guide users through outdoor environments and large indoor spaces with very little input. Using a special control moment gyroscope, Thea moves users' hands by and physically leads them, much like holding the brace of a guide dog. The device is designated to process real-time online data such as traffic density and weather to guide users accurately and safely to their destination. It will have a fail-safe procedure for high-risk scenarios such as crossing busy roads, pushing the user back into a manual mode similar to using a cane. Number 3, sweat-powered smartwatches. Talking about watches, here's a joke for you. Does anyone remember the Swatch, a watch made in Switzerland? Well, thank God Croatia didn't make up the idea first. Just imagine if someone were to ask you, "What time is it?" "Oh, pardon me, while I look at my crotch." Now, engineers at the University of Glasgow have developed a new type of flexible supercapacitor which stores energy, replacing the electrolytes found in conventional batteries with sweat. It can be fully charged with as little as 20 microlitres of fluid and is robust enough to survive 4,000 cycles of the types of flexes and bends it might encounter in use. The device works by coating polyester cellulose cloth in a thin layer of polymer which acts as the supercapacitor's electrode. As the cloth absorbs its wearer's sweat, the positive and negative joins and the sweat interact with the polymer's surface, creating an electrochemical reaction which generates energy. Number 4, self-healing concrete. Now, this is a bit of a long joke, so please bear with me. I'm sure you will like it. A woman called tech support. Last year, I upgraded from boyfriend 5.0 to husband 1.0 and noticed a distinct slowdown in overall system performance, particularly in the flower and jewelry applications, which operated flawlessly under boyfriend 5.0. In addition, husband 1.0 uninstalled many other valuable programs such as Romance 9.5 and Personal Attention 6.5, and then installed undesirable programs such as NFL 5.0, NBA 3.0, and Golf Clubs 4.1. Conversation 8.0 no longer runs, and House Cleaning 2.6 simply crashes the system. I've tried running Nagging 5.3 to fix these problems, but to no avail. What can I do? Tech support replied, first, keep in mind Boyfriend 5.0 is an entertainment package, while Husband 1.0 is an operating system. Please enter the command http://ithoughtyouluvedme.html/ and try to download Tiers 6.0, and don't forget to install the Guilt 3.0 update. If that application works as designed, Husband 1.0 should then automatically run the application Jewelry 2.0 and Flowers 3.5. But remember, overuse of the above application can cause Husband 1.0 to default to Grumpy Silence 2.5, Happy Hour 7.0, or Beer 6.1. Beer 6.1 is a very bad program that will download the Snoring Loudly beta. Now, whatever you do, do not install Mother-in-Law 1.0. It runs a virus in the background that will eventually seize control of all your system resources. Also, do not attempt to reinstall the Boyfriend 5.0 program. These are unsupported applications and will crash Husband 1.0. In summary, Husband 1.0 is a great program, but it does have limited memory and cannot learn new applications quickly. You might consider buying additional software to improve memory and performance. We recommend Food 3.0 and Hot Lingerie 7.7. Good luck, tech support. Going back to the subject of self-healing concrete, scientists have developed what they call living concrete by using sand, gel, and bacteria. Researchers said this building material has structural load-bearing function. It is capable of self-healing and is more environmentally friendly than concrete, which is the second most consumed material on Earth after water. The team from University of Colorado Boulder believe their work paves the way for future building structures that could heal their own cracks, suck up dangerous toxins from the air, and even glow on command. Number 5, living robot. Talking about robots, listen to this. Ben asked John, how many robots does it take to screw in a light bulb? John answered, I haven't got a clue. Ben replied, 3. 1 to hold the bulb and 2 to turn the ladder. Now, tiny hybrid robots made using stem cells from frog embryos could one day be used to swim around human bodies to specific areas requiring medicine or to gather microplastic in the oceans. They are neither a traditional robot nor a known species of animals. It is a new class of artifact, a living, programmable organism. They will be the world's first living robot. Number 6, tactile virtual reality. Did you know that working from home is like virtual reality porn? It looks like you're doing something, but in reality, it's fucking nothing. Now, researchers from Northwestern University have developed a prototype device which aims to put touch within VR's reach, using a flexible material fitted within tiny vibrating components that can be attached to skin. The system, known as epidermal VR, could be useful in other cases as well, from a child touching a display, relaying the gesture to a family member located elsewhere, to helping people with amputations renew their sense of touch. In gaming, it could alert players when a strike occurs on the corresponding body part of the game character. The design features 32 vibrating actuators on a thin 15 centimeter by 15 centimeter silicone polymer which sticks on the skin without tape or strap and is free of large batteries and wires. It uses near-field communication technology which is used in many smartphones for mobile payments today to transfer the data. Scientists hope that the technology could eventually find its way into clothing, allowing people with prosthetics to wear VR shirts that communicate touch through their fingertip. Number 7, Internet for everyone. Daniel called Xfinity Internet to upgrade his internet speed. Thank you for contacting Xfinity Internet. My name is Janice. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with today? Hello, Janice. My name is Daniel. Pleased to meet you, Daniel. How can I help you? Well, I'd like to increase my internet access speed to something more suitable. Great. That should not be a problem. So what is your current plan? To watch a lot of porn. Oh my God. No. I mean, what is your package? Small but eager to please. On another note, we cannot seem to live without the internet, but still only around half the world's population is connected. Google is slowly trying to solve the problem using helium balloons to beam the internet to inaccessible areas, while Facebook has abandoned plans to do the same using drones, which means companies like Hyber are stealing a market. They have taken a different approach by launching their own network of shoebox-sized microsatellites into low Earth orbit, which wake up a modem plugged into your computer device when it flies over and delivers your data. Their satellites orbit the Earth 16 times a day and are already being used by organizations like the British Antarctic Survey to provide internet access to very extreme areas of our planet. Number 8, heart monitoring t-shirts. Speaking of heart monitoring, a woman was in a long coma. A nurse was giving her a sponge bath when she accidentally made contact with her private parts, which produced a reaction on the heart monitor. Excited, she went and told one of the doctors, and he in turn called the woman's husband to tell him to come over as soon as possible. What's going on? The husband asked as he was rushing to hospital. Well, we found out that the contact with your wife's privates elicits a response, and I feel that with the right stimulation she could be brought out of her coma. What do you suggest? The husband asked. Well, I think some oral sex might get her back. So the husband agreed to it. 2 minutes later, the doctor hears the monitor buzzing with a flatline alert. He runs in asking, "What happened?" The man shrugged and replied, "I guess she must have choked." Now, we all know that wearable sports bands that measure your heart rate are nothing new, but as numerous studies have shown, their accuracy can vary wildly. Using a single lead ECG printed into the fabric, this new t-shirt will actually measure heartbeats and upload them to the cloud via Bluetooth. Once there, algorithms process the data to accurately detect irregular heartbeats such as arrhythmia heartbeats, which could prove life-saving. Number 9. Coffee power. A man was telling his friend, "Before coffee, I hate everybody. After coffee, I feel great about hating everybody." According to statistics, London's coffee industry creates over 200,000 tons of waste every year. So what do we do with it? Entrepreneur Arthur Kay's big idea to turn 85% of coffee waste into biofuels for heating buildings and powering transport. Number 10. Drown forest fires in sound. An American man was telling his Aussie friend, "I applied to fight the Australian forest fires. They said I was overqualified." Now, hopefully, forest fires could one day be dealt with by drones that would direct loud noises at the trees below. Since sound is made up of pressure waves, it can be used to disrupt the air surrounding a fire, essentially cutting off the supply of oxygen to the fuel. At the right frequency, the fire simply dies out, as researchers at George Mason University in Virginia recently demonstrated with their sonic extinguisher. Apparently, bass frequencies work best. Number 11. Space tourism. By the way, what does an astronaut do when he gets angry? He blasts off. Now, we can fly to virtually any country in the world without any trouble. But what if we could all one day see the Earth from space? Companies such as Virgin Galactic, SpaceX, and even Amazon's Blue Origin want to make it a reality one day and give us a very expensive seat aboard a spaceship to take us into orbit. Passengers on Amazon's New Shepard space shuttle will be taken 100 kilometers above sea level before parachuting back to Earth. Number 12. Colonizing other planets. What do Mars and Oklahoma have in common? A lot of red dirt and no signs of intelligent life. As you well know, we've been wreaking havoc on Earth for a long time, and the planet can only put up with mankind's destructive nature for so long. If we do not destroy it, we will one day outgrow it. Plans are in the works to colonize other planets, and Mars will no doubt be the first port of call. With leaps forward in technology, this vision of the future is quickly becoming science fact rather than science fiction. Number 13, self-driving electric cars. A guy in a bar told his friend, "I got a brand new Tesla for my wife." And his friend replied, "Pretty decent trade if you ask me." Now, electric cars are nothing new. They have been on our roads for some times now, and they're only getting better. Car batteries are lasting longer, the charging stations infrastructure is growing, and self-driving technology is being heavily invested in, meaning it's coming sooner than you probably think. Tesla already has a complex autopilot mode that can take over some driving control. But one day, car manufacturers hope to let us go completely hands-free. Now, 2020 was supposed to be the year of the autonomous car. That did not work out because of the coronavirus setback. However, futuristic car companies will continue to update their algorithms to create cars that do away with drivers entirely. FYI, there are 5 levels of autonomous driving, ranging from no automation to full automation. Level 0 to 2 requires extensive human monitoring, while levels 3 to 5 rely on algorithms to monitor the driving environment. The most advanced cars on the market made by Tesla are currently spanning levels 3 and 4, but full driving automation at level 5 could be achieved by 2025 at most. But for level 5 cars to happen, lots of changes need to be made, from special roads and spaces for autonomous cars to changing entire perceptions about parking spaces, charging stations, and pedestrian crossings. In fact, our life on the road will be forever altered. Number 14, robotic butlers. Billy's robot butler died. "What did you say at his grave?" Bob asked. "Rest in peace." We already have the beginnings with robot vacuum cleaners and smart home appliances. Larger, more useful robots are springing up too. We could easily be living in a future full of useful robots helping around the home as butlers or cooks. And we're seeing Google's Nest and Amazon's Alexa being able to adjust the settings of smart objects within our homes to fit preset parameters. These two offers are just the beginning. An algorithm that can make up a cup of coffee while opening the blinds, and increasing the bathroom temperature when it senses someone get up is something you will need to get used to in the near future. In certain industries, the future of work is also likely to involve humans working seamlessly with robot colleagues, hence the term cobots or collaborative robots. Number 15. Driving overseas and over rivers. A professional golfer driving his car picked up an Irish girl hitchhiker. He had his golfing gear on the back seat. The Irish girl picked up something and asked, "What are these?" "Those are tees," he said. "I rest my balls on them when I drive." "Wow," said the girl. "What would those car makers think of next?" As you know, space is finite and running out quickly, especially in crowded urban spaces. This concept shows a future where roads and living spaces will soon move out over the waters. Well, when self-driving vehicles do all the work and are fast enough, journeys across the oceans may become a reality. I don't see why not take them to the skies as well. There are already plenty of interesting flying car designs that show this is a future possibility. And with the rapid advancement in solar panel technology, they no longer have to be hidden in the tiles or on the roof of your house, thanks to Tesla and other car companies which are developing ways to integrate them into car roofs where they will be able to power in-car tech or make the battery last longer. Number 16. Hyper-fast trains. A guy sat next to another on the train, pulling out a photo of his girlfriend from his wallet and saying, "She's beautiful, isn't she?" The other said, "If you think she's beautiful, you should see my wife." And he asked, "Why? Is she a stunner?" And the other replied, "No, she's an optician." Another Elon Musk-backed company, Hyperloop, is working on a high-speed underground transport system that is currently being built and tested in America. The first route planned will go from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Another route is planned to go from New York to Washington, D.C. in 29 minutes rather than 2 hours and 56 minutes it takes at the moment. Hyper-fast trains that go underground and underwater could revolutionize not just public transport but international travel too. Imagine being able to speed from one country to another in the same time it currently takes to travel between towns. Number 17. Working in virtual reality. Many say Biden should have done his debate in virtual reality without Trump present. This way, he could have said the same stuff he's been saying for years, and Trump could have said what he'd been saying for the last 4 years, that is nothing. Did you know that AI or AR have an incredible potential? It's been around for a while in the form of various apps that can overlay information around you and is different from VR because it overlays information rather than simply put you in a virtual reality environment. Some companies are now experimenting with the use of both augmented reality and virtual reality devices in the workplace. They can be used in a variety of ways, including visual presentations of blueprints, virtual scale models of products in development, or for simple things like virtual team meetings. Number 18, gesture-based computing. Did you know that scientists have recently traced the oldest computer back to Adam and Eve? It was an apple, but with extremely limited memory. Just one byte, and then everything else crashed. On another note, do you remember that Tom Cruise movie Minority Report? Well, the concept of gesture-based computing has been around for a while. Therefore, it's reasonable to imagine a future where we are no longer restricted by a mouse and a keyboard, and instead rely on voice and action to manipulate data in virtual space. Number 19, wearable screens. Papu called support. My internet is not working properly. Help desk officer. Okay, double click on my computer. Papu, I can see your computer. Officer, no, click on my computer, on your computer. Papu, how can I click on your computer from my computer? Officer, listen, there is an icon labeled my computer on your computer. Okay, double click on it. Papu, what the hell? What is your computer doing on my computer? Officer, double click on your computer. Papu, on which icon I have to click? Officer, my computer. Papu, oh you idiot. Tell me, where is your office? I'll come there and click on your computer. Now, I believe some of you may have seen a foldable phone and screen somewhere. But did you know that in the future there will be screenless mobile phones? I'm not talking about touch-capable projector-like devices that can beam usable screens onto your skin, clothing, or other surfaces. The future of smartphones will be something you wear or have implanted. Number 20, driverless lorries. Once cars are driverless, I wonder if they'll ever get parking tickets. Otherwise, how would they pay the parking meter? Now, self-driving cars are one thing, but the UK seems to be on its way to innovate driverless lorries. The idea is for up to 3 lorries to drive in a convoy, with the lead vehicle controlling the acceleration and braking of the 2 vehicles behind it. The slave lorries, while still having a driver to steer them, would be able to drive much closer together compared to humans driving, and therefore reduce fuel costs and emissions. Number 21. Food ordering fridges. By the way, a friend told me he downloaded Chrome on his smart fridge, and when he did that, it became an oven. Now imagine if your refrigerator senses that you are running low on something and it automatically orders it for you. This technology already exists, but it is progressing very rapidly, and soon it will be available in every home so that no one will run out of food or need to pop out to the supermarket. Number 22. Smart toothbrushes, mirrors, and toilets. A dentist conducted a global survey. How long do you use your toothbrush for? The Chinese said 3 months. The Americans said 1 month. The Indians in India told the doctor, "See, doctor, there's no fixed time limit. Initially, we use it to brush our teeth, then we use it for dyeing our hair, and when it has no bristles left, we use it to clean the dirt in between bathroom tiles." Now, when I talk about intelligent toothbrushes, I'm not talking about your ordinary intelligent toothbrushes which monitor your brushing technique, but ones that actually send your data to your dentist by using sensors to scan for cavities. Also, imagine a future where smart mirrors could scan and tell you about potential health problems, vitamin deficiencies, or other warning signs. And while you are in the bathroom, why not have a smart toilet that analyzes your deposits and checks for illnesses such as signs of bowel cancer, dietary issues, or other deficiencies? Number 23. Multi-story farms and lab-grown meats. A vegan told me that people who sold meat were disgusting. I told him that people who sell fruit and veggies are grosser. Now, with living spaces shrinking, we may see in the future farmland in unusual places like in the middle of the city but high-rise. Also, I believe some companies are working on growing edible meat in lab environments. This will not only minimize the damage done to the ecological system that meat farming does to the world, but also paves the way for an ethical alternative to animal meat. It's even been said that by 2030, 10% of the meat eaten in the world will no longer come from animals. Number 24. Robot soldiers. A man at a bar asked his friend, "How many guns do you need for a gunfight?" 2. His friend answered, "1 for us to shoot and 1 for the US to sell to the enemy so that they can shoot us back." Now, most of you are perhaps familiar with the Terminator movie series, which made its debut in 1984 with its latest chapter in 2019. So what if intelligent machines played a more active role in the military? And what if robots are sent to fight our battles for us? They're expendable anyway and more likely to conduct their missions without the element of fear or the ensuing post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD widely experienced by our men and women soldiers in the battlefield. Number 25. Man-bot health hunters. A man walks into a bar. He orders a drink. The bartender is a robot. The robot asks the man, "What's your IQ?" The man says 150. The robot proceeds with conversation about global warming, nanotechnology, and quantum physics. The man orders another drink and the robot asks again, "What's your IQ?" About 100. The robot makes conversation about sports, supermodels, fast food, and guns. The man goes to the toilet and comes back again. The robot serves him another drink and asks, "What is your IQ?" 50. The robot says, "So did you vote for Trump again?" In the future, there will be tiny microscopic nanobots that could theoretically be deployed to scan and monitor our insides and hunt out health problems. They might also be used to repair damaged organs or carry out intricate and delicate surgery procedures to minimize the need for invasive surgery. This could mean less time in hospitals, less recovery time, and fewer scars too. The first useful applications for these nanomachines may be in nanomedicine. For example, biological machines could be used to identify and destroy cancer cells or deliver drugs. Another potential application is the detection of toxic chemicals and the measurement of their concentrations in the environment.